Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my Traveler's Notebook. I will be using Studio Calico's Paradise Cove Traveler's Notebook kit only for this spread. Now, when I got this kit and I saw this map pattern in the notebook, I knew right away what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to add small, tiny photos to represent my son's trip to France. He sent me so many photos, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to document them all in my traveler's notebook, so this was a really great way to do that. Now, some of the photos were taken in France, some were in the airplane, some were here in Georgia. So what I decided to do was start that suitcase photo right above the US. And then the one in the airplane was kind of centered in the ocean, like between Europe and the US. And then the rest are going to kind of hover around France. Obviously, they're not all going to fit right above France on this map. So I just thought it looked cool kind of hovering around it, kind of like a little circle. So I went ahead and stuck down the photos. I'm going to go through these stickers. I want to break down all the photos and use some text. So I ended up using this sticker sheet and added "Let's Go Adventuring." I believe I added here and there. It's really going to help kind of break down the photos and kind of add a little something to my map. I'll also grab the larger sticker that had the black and white map and it said, "Let's go exploring." I'm going to add that to the bottom corner because I wanted to add a little journaling. So I thought it was like a nice kind of little balance there. I'll use the stamp set. It had 3 lines and it was enough for me to just kind of journal where he was, the date, all that good stuff. So I add that right next to my sticker. I'll also stamp "Getaway." And I'll grab my pen later and fill out that little journaling there in the corner. Now I had this vision where I would add like 1, 2, 3 kind of thing so your eye can kind of go from one photo to the other, but I felt like it would be too busy. So what I decided to do was trim down this little arrow that came in the stamp set. It had a tail and I didn't like the tail that much, so I just trimmed it off. No big deal. I can always add the tail later if I wanted to. Once you cut down your stamps and put them on the same stamp block, it won't even, like you wouldn't even be able to see where you cut it. Anyways, what I decided to do was use the arrow instead of the 1, 2, 3. And that way your eye kind of starts from the first photo where it's the suitcases down to the airplane photo and then going around France. And I'm so happy I decided to do that. I think it looked so much better than adding the 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to go ahead and trim off these stars. There was, I think, 3 stars, and I only wanted 1. I wanted to kind of stamp it right onto France to kind of represent the location. And like I said, you can always put them back on the same block and you won't even tell that you trimmed them off. I'm also going to be adding some of the stamps from the stamp set to add some words around my arrows. And I'll even stamp "Explore" on one of these like orangey pink labels. I thought if I added the "Explore" on a label next to my first photo, your eye would kind of start there first because it was bolder than the rest of the words just stamped on my pattern paper. And it really did make a big difference. I feel like once I added that label and "Explore," your eye really like kind of gravitates there when you start looking at the photos. So I felt like this corner, the bottom corner, kind of looked plain, and I thought I should create a little cluster. So I used the little globe, and I'll also grab one of these labels, that same pink from the map, and I'm going to create a little cluster. Now I trimmed off the edge of the label so I can make it look like it's longer than it really is. You can see me now, I decided to trim off the end of it. I'll add it to one side of my sticker and then add the rest to the opposite side. And it just looks like it's a long label, and I really like how that one turned out. Now in the stamp set, there's these really tiny words like "today," "let's go." And I decided to stamp them kind of all around my photos, around my arrows, just to add more text and bring in some more black to my spread. Okay guys, so I'm almost done with my spread. I'm just gonna end up adding some journaling, and then I'm going to also create a little cluster at the top left corner. I just felt like it was empty and it needed a little something, and also it would help kind of balance everything out. So I'm gonna end up using the same sticker sheet and adding a few stickers to that corner, and then I call my layout done. Don't forget, I add all the links for everything I used in my videos down in the description box for you. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.